In the previous video, we talked about Google hacking, that is getting the exact output from Google that we are expecting, right? And now in this lesson, we will start with the second phase of hacking, that is scanning, okay? And we are going to use two tools for this. One is Nmap and other is hping3 utility. See, Nmap is a great tool for network scanning, okay, and it is available in graphical version as well, and is called as Zenmap for Windows. Okay, so let's open up Kali and let's open the terminal and let's see how we can use Nmap. So Nmap -h is for help, right? So here is a list of all of the options available to be used with Nmap, right? But we will start with the basic one, that is -sn. Okay, remember Linux is a case sensitive, okay? So -sn is in lowercase and then type your network address, let's say 1/24. Okay, now -sn will disable port scanning. Okay, it will only look for the live system or live host in a network, right? So scanning means looking for the live system in our target network or looking for the live ports and services in a target system, right? So we will using Nmap just to look for live systems in our network. See, it says total of 5 hosts up, okay, in which one is our router, okay, and these two are network interface cards, okay, one is window and another is Kali. Let's check the IP for Kali. See, 10.04. okay, and now let's look for 2.7. so let's check the IP of our Windows 10 virtual machine. IP config, see, 2.7. okay, so this is how we can use Nmap to discover live host in our target network. Okay, so we talked about Nmap in the previous video, and the another great network tool is called as hping3. okay, so let me clear the screen first. So hping3 -h for help. Okay, so hping3 is another great network tool used to discover live systems in a network, and see, it works same as ping, but it does with ICMP replies, and it also supports fragmentation. Okay, so let's see how to use it. So type hping3 -1 and then -1 is for ping and then the IP address. So let's say we are targeting Windows 10. Okay, so yes, we are getting a reply from our target system, and see, it is a little bit different from ping. See, time to live is 128. okay, ICMP replies, right? So let's stop this process by pressing Ctrl+C. okay, in Linux, whenever you want to stop any process, simply press Ctrl+C. okay, so this is the basic use of hping3 to check whether our target system is live or not in our network. In the previous two videos, we saw how we can discover live host in our target network by using Nmap and hping3. Now we will see how we can discover live ports by using the same. Okay, so let's start with Nmap first. So let's clear the screen and now let's type Nmap and your target IP, that is 2.7. and remember 2.7 is the IP address of my Windows 10 virtual machine. So now Nmap has started and it's scanning for live ports. See, ports are basically the entry and exit points. Okay, see, here is the output. So port number 135 is open and the service name is RPC. Okay, the next is NetBIOS. Okay, See, 139, and the MAC address of Windows 10 virtual machine is this, right? So it says that total time taken is this, and only 3 ports are open. Okay, and it also says that it has scanned 1000 ports, on which 997 are closed ports. Okay, we can also increase or decrease the number of scan ports, right? Now you have saw that how we can use Nmap to discover live host and live port. Now in the next video we will see how we can use hping3 to discover live ports. Now let's use hping3 to discover live ports. Okay, so hping3 -8 is used to enable scan mode. Okay, then we have to define a range of port we want to scan. So from 0 to 1000, or maybe 0 to 2000, or maybe 5000. Okay, and then -S. -S is used to set SYN flags. Okay, then our target IP. Enter. Right, it's showing the same response as the Nmap shows. See, right? Now let's increase the range of ports to 5000. Okay, we will have the same output, no worries. Now let's try the same on our Kali, and let's check whether it makes any difference. So see the output. Okay, so this much number of ports are responding to our query. So here is the huge list. Okay, so you will get the port number and the service name as well. See, okay, so really it's a big difference from that of Windows 10. So I hope now you know how to use Nmap and hping3 for both discovering live host in a network as well as discovering live ports in our target system. Now let's see some other options to be used with Nmap. So Nmap -H. Okay, okay, so let's try Nmap -s and then capital S. Okay, the first one stands for scan and the other one is for SYN. Okay, and then our target IP address. Let's change our target this time. Okay, we are not targeting Windows 10 anymore, and 2.5 is the IP address of my Metasploitable virtual machine. Okay, so let's scan. See, if we don't define the port range, Nmap by default scan for 1000 ports. Okay, now in the next lesson we will see how we can use the graphical version of Nmap, that is ZenMap, for Windows. Okay, and for more information on Nmap you can visit nmap.org. right, now see, this much of ports are available and are open. Now let's remove -S and type -T, capital T, to filter out result and get a list of TCP only open ports, right? So to scan for TCP only connect ports we will use -T. See, all of these are TCP open ports. Okay, and these are the name of the services. Okay, and this one is port numbers. So this is how you can use Nmap to explore and to scan for live host and live ports and services and all. Okay. So we have seen how we can perform scanning to detect live host in a network or live ports and services in our target PC or topology. Now we will see how to perform operating system fingerprinting. Okay, so what is operating system fingerprinting? Well, it means trying to detect the operating system running in our target machine. Okay, so let's see how we can discover that which of operating system is running in our target machine. So first of all, let's switch to Kali and let's open the terminal. Okay, now let's say our target is Metasploitable. Okay, so let's check its IP. Okay, 10.0.2.5. So we will use Nmap for this as well, -s and capital S for scan and send. Okay, now -O for fingerprinting, okay, to detect operating system, so that Nmap will scan for the operating system. Okay, and then the IP of the target machine, right, that is Metasploitable. Now Nmap has started its scanning process, and let's see whether it detects the correct operating system or not. So we have to wait until Nmap finishes its scanning process completely. Okay, so the process has been completed. It has mentioned that this number of ports are open. Okay, and yes, it detects the operating system. It says it's running Linux 2.6. So yes guys, Metasploitable 2 actually works on Linux 2.6 platform. Okay, so it says OS detection performed, right, one host up. Okay, and total scan time is this much. Okay, so around 22 seconds. So yes, it actually works. Okay, now let's see the Zenmap. Okay, so let's switch to the Windows and let's see whether Zenmap perform its functions well or not. So let's open the Zenmap, and here mention the target IP. So suppose in this case I am targeting my host machine. Okay, and now here let's edit the command to this one. Okay, now click on scan. So Nmap has started scanning, and we are running the latest version of Nmap, that is 7.70. and here is the output, and it is a little bit confusing. Okay, I think this may be because I have turned on all of my securities like firewall and window defender. So it says Microsoft Windows Longhorn, Windows 10, then Windows 10, then Server 2008, then Windows 8, then Windows 10, then Windows 10. Okay, so it's a confusing result. I think this is because of the security, right? See, it says 94% accuracy for Microsoft Windows Longhorn. Okay, so this is how we can perform basic operating system fingerprinting, either using Nmap in Kali or by using Zenmap in Windows. Okay, so guys, we have seen in the previous video that how we can perform operating system fingerprinting. Now in this video we will talk about network mapping. Okay, so what is network mapping? Well, mapping is basically means that how we can detect the exact topology in our target network. Okay, that how are our resources placed in our target network. So for this practical, I have turned off all of my virtual machines and I am using my main machine, my physical machine for this practical, and I have connected this to my mobile hotspot. Right, I am doing this just to confirm whether Nmap detects the exact topology or not. Okay, So let's open the Zenmap. Now let's type the command here. Okay, so nmap-sn for network mapping and then the network address. Okay, remember not to type here a particular IP, instead give a network address. So /24, right? Now let's perform the scan and let's see whether Nmap is able to detect the topology or not. See, the purpose of this lesson is basically a network mapping, right? So it says, see, this is the MAC address of my mobile phone, right? And this is my main machine, okay, and this is its IP. So it says total 256 IP addresses scanned in 15 seconds and 2 hosts are up, right? So let's switch to topology and see guys, see, it has detected the exact topology which I have used, right? I have connected my main machine with my hotspot using wireless adapter, right? So yes, it works, okay. So it is able to detect the exact topology used in our target network, okay. And it is important because by using this we have an idea of how our resources are placed in our target network, okay. In the previous lesson we have seen how to clone Wheel framework from github.com, right? Then we have seen how to download all of the dependencies, or should I say prerequisites, of Wheel using a setup.sh file. Now in this lesson we will see how we can use Wheel to create an undetectable backdoor. So let's see how to do that. So first of all, let's navigate to the OPT folder. OPT stands for optional softwares, because I have moved my Wheel directory to this folder. Now if you do ls, you will find this file which says wheel.py, okay. So let's run it. Now it says Wheel framework loaded and it mentions 2 tools loaded, okay. So the first one is evasion and the second one is ordnance. So we will going to use the first option, which is evasion, to create an undetectable backdoor, right? And the second one, you can assume this option as a helper tool for the first one. And what I mean by that, helper tool is like it will create payloads. So payload is a code inside our backdoor which do evil things, right? So to do all of the evil things we are going to use a payload, right? And here are some available commands. So exit, simply exit Wheel, then information on a specific tool, then list, to list of all available tools, then there is options to show Wheel configuration, then update. See guys, it is a very important option. Before creating any backdoor, make sure you run update command in order to update Wheel framework, because all of the antivirus programs update every second, right? Update their database every second, right? So it is important to update your Wheel in order to create an undetectable backdoor, or should I say malware, right? Then there is last command which says use, to use a specific tool, right? So first of all, let's do list, and we have 2 options. So let's use first one. Now it says there are total of 41 payloads loaded, right? So let's check them out. Now here you see all of them, right? So first of all, let's understand this, what are it means, okay. So these are generally divided into 3 parts, okay. So the first one, this one, is the programming language, okay. So it's going to use C programming language to, let's say, wrap up our payload. Okay, it's like giving a gift by wrapping up it, okay, so that the person doesn't know that what's inside it. So this is the programming language which we are going to use to wrap on our payload. Okay, so this is C programming language, then there is Go, then there is other like Perl, PowerShell, etc. Right? So let's understand this one. So the first one is the programming language which help us to wrap up our payload. Okay, so this is the programming language which our target system understand. Then there is Meterpreter. It is a payload which makes using Metasploit framework. Right? Now Metasploit is a huge database which is helpful for pen testing purpose. Right? I already told you about Metasploit. Now there is Rev. Rev stands for reverse, and then there is http.py. so it is a protocol which we are going to use, right? So what we are actually doing is we are inserting this payload inside our target system, so that when our target run this code, then our backdoor try to establish a connection back to our PC, right? So in this case we are not going to connect to our target, instead our target is going to connect to us. So this way it will be very helpful to bypass so many securities out there, okay, because we are not targeting our target, instead our target wants to connect to our system. So it's easy for us to not get detected by antivirus or firewalls or defender, etc. Okay, so let's see how to use it. So let's say we will try this option. Okay, we will use Go programming language, and Meterpreter is the payload, and Rev HTTPS. Okay, so let's use it. So use, its number is 15. Okay, so it says these are the options which are available to be used with our backdoor. Okay, we can modify all of these if we want. Okay, the more option you modify, the more secure your backdoor will be. Okay, secure means not get detected by antivirus programs. So let's configure some of these. So this one is important, which is localhost. Okay, so let's configure it. So use command set and then lhost, then the IP of our Kali. So let me open a new terminal and let's check its IP. Okay, so 10.0.2.15. okay, now let's do one more thing and let's configure the local port, which is set to 80. Now 80 is a good port, but I have Apache web server running on this virtual machine and it's using port number 80. So port 80 is busy right now, so let's use one other port, let's say 8080. okay, this port also used for connecting purpose, like using your browser in order to connect to website, right? So when our backdoor gets executed, the system thinks that it will going to connect to a secure website, right? Because it's using port number 8080. So hit enter, done. Now to generate a backdoor, simply type generate and hit enter. And that's how you can create a backdoor using Whale. But there is a problem with this. We have configured a general backdoor, which there are chances that it gets caught by antivirus programs out there, right? So we can do some more things, which I will show you in the next lesson.